I started an Arabic nu metal band, and I call it Zayt. So Zayt is the culmination of my heritage and my influences. Growing up, I was a metalhead. I want you to sit down, kids, because I loved Korn, Slipknot, and Limp Bizkit. Those were my favorite bands. And I know they're pretty ancient by today's standards, but there were also other bands. And those bands were System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine. So fast forwarding to February 2025. Trump had just been inaugurated the year prior, and the forecast was pretty bleak. Things are not looking great, and the political landscape is genuinely dire. And I had some family members that weren't quite on board with calling a genocide, a crime against humanity. This really affected me. I really had to sit with that. And I'm a musician, so I channel my inner, sensitivities and emotions into making music. That's how I express myself. In February, I was driving to a friend's birthday party. And, I put some music on in the car. And the first track that came on was Calm Like a Bomb.
The rhyme of the unheard. What you say, what you say, what you say, what? What you say, what you say, what you say, what?
And in that moment, it all really just kind of hit me that there aren't any brave, courageous bands like that anymore. Rage really needs to come back. We need them right now. There's no System of a Down right now, right? Those bands are almost like relics of a past. And that's when I started to feel really inspired. So that track really hit me hard in the moment, and I felt like, I should try doing something. So just a little history lesson. One of my, clearest, most memorable Rage Against the Machine moments was in the year 2000. I was living in Kuwait, and I was a 14-year-old. And, listening to all the up-and-coming awesome bands at the time, nu metal. And I remember them distinctly playing at the DNC, outside of the DNC convention, and there were police, and it had to get shut down.
Apparently there's some other show going on across the street here, but it's all sold out. Brothers and sisters, our democracy has been hijacked. Brothers and sisters, our electoral freedoms in this country are over so long as it's controlled by corporations. Brothers and sisters, we are not going to allow these streets to be taken over by the Democrats or the Republicans. This next song is called Bulls on Parade.
That memory really stuck with me. It sat with me. And I remember that, they didn't play the RNC. They played the DNC, which is supposedly the liberals. And yeah, that memory really sat with me. And shortly after, I did pick up guitar in the same year. That was the year I picked up guitar. I was 14 years old, and I started really getting obsessed with music and guitar and metal. So back to February 2025, I remember that image and was listening to Calm Like a Bomb on the stereo, and everything just felt like it clicked into place. So what is Zayt? Well, Zayt is musically really different from Rage. You know, it doesn't have the rock, metal, funk, hybrid, hip-hop, you know, style of Rage. It is a lot more like modern metal, but it does sonically combine Arabic traditional instrumentation and political lyrics with a, you know, kind of a modern nu metal sound. But the spirit is there. The defiance, the resistance, the pushback. Zayt is a celebration of Arabic music, metal, and resistance. Resisting the status quo, the global elites, the Epstein class, the strings that pull at this world. And so I got to work on it. I found a local Seattle musician and vocalist. His name is Aziz, and he is in a really cool punk band called Kwasiana. You know, we met up, hung out for a bit, and realized we actually had a lot in common. We both grew up in Kuwait, and we both have similar ideologies. You know, through the meetup, we felt like we had something really cool. Now, the idea that I want to get across with Zayt's sound is that I want it to feel like a protest. If you've ever gone to a protest, you know, emotions are running high, it's very charged, it's very, it's heavy, it's a heavy, grieving environment. There is rage, there is anger, you know, at the establishment, at the status quo. And so I really wanted to channel that into the style of the music via the lyrics, the vocals, and so on. So I want it to sound like a protest anthem. You know, something that you can repeat to yourself when you're feeling down, when you want to feel empowered, when you want to take back control, when you want to resist, when you want to fight back, but when you're angry and you don't know where to direct it. And yeah, so that is Zayt. Some of the music is playing throughout this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I will be continuing to post about it over the, you know, few months. And we're currently looking for a drummer, Seattle area preferred. And if any of this resonates with you, please reach out to me. And there's a lot in the works. We have an EP that's coming up. We're very excited to release it. And thank you. Thank you for watching my video. And also, I do want to mention that Zayt is not just about Palestinian liberation, but it is about the collective liberation of all peoples, all marginalized groups, all indigenous people, collective liberation of us all. And I intend on having that come through the music as much as possible. Thank you.